Hello, Tensei and Tawao. Welcome everyone to the Be in You channel. Nisaka-san, my name is Gwendolyn. I identify as Métis with marriage ties to my great Wishams and Cookums in Tail Creek, Alberta. This video focuses on the new moon on July 14th using Alberta's chart and Saskatchewan's chart for September 1st, 1905. With the new moon being exact at 3:43 a.m., which in numerology creates a 10 or a 1 vibration, so we get that extra boost for new beginnings. The one in the tarot is usually the magician card or your leap of faith. So it's a permission slip in a way to for those new beginnings. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would really deeply appreciate that. I acknowledge the treaties which were made with, by, and for the people, Indigenous peoples, for the continuance of their sovereignty within the nation of Canada. I respectfully honor the Blackfoot, Cree, Dene, Inuit, Salti, Nakuta, Sioux, and Métis peoples and their ancestral lands we live upon, and whose presence continues to enrich our home and native land. And it also enriches my understandings of being and knowing. Hi. I began by channeling 3 messages specifically for this Alberta new moon. Then I consulted the astrology, the numerology, the Sabian symbol, and the I Ching for their messages, and the results perfectly align. I also added the tarot with this channeled message, as was my intention to create this, to provide a permission slip for you to go within, listen to the messages, and then take action for the best of you and everyone involved. All right, so the 3 channel messages were coming together versus separation, which talks about the moon, the new moon, listening in at 24 degrees, and then playing with the Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn outliers there. Okay, so the channel message from the creators for the new moon and Mercury retrograde in Cancer and for Alberta and Saskatchewan started with coming together versus separation and divisions. Within the spaces and places of families and workplaces and our provinces can be brought together with a focus on a higher purpose based on shared values. And I added equity and equality based on our shared values. Think of your shared values of home and relationships, the trust, the integrity, the honesty, a family sticking together. Togetherness, which will bring betterment for the greatest good for all people by the people. Togetherness, which will bring betterment for the greatest good for all people by the people. And being hospitable to newcomers during our summer season. And I mean, that's a value of Alberta and Canadians, in my opinion. The second message was to listen within. So the second message is to listen in. We are being guided to notice and remove our minds and bodies from the distractions of busy. And with this Mercury retrograde is going to be dizzying. We are asked to conscientiously slow down, choose to listen in by quieting our minds, and allow the silent whispers of spirit within our souls. And the second thing was every day and every way invite stillness as a new way of being and knowing. Every day and in every way invite stillness into a new way of being and knowing individually and with our extended families on earth and beyond. The third message was add play to everyday ways. We dance in the street, hum a tune, get creative. There's lots of great energy here, Albertans and Saskatchewanites, for our creative possibilities. It's like a really good vibe. The guides are encouraging you to notice when your intentions have been manifested. And when you begin to notice, with a smile, a thumbs up, or a thought of gratitude, then you begin to reinforce the door to belief and trust. And this allows you to create more and more. So it's like what they're saying is the more you notice things being delivered and celebrate that, the more it will come. It develops your trust. And it's so much fun when Stuart delivers. The creators provided many metaphors for play for us to evolve. Like, what type of player are you? What side of the team are you playing on? What ways will new playbooks play out? What ways will new playbooks play out? Well, let's dive into this playbook of this July 14th new moon with the astrology. The new moon lands at 22 degrees of Cancer and Mercury retrograde at 24 degrees. I focused on the 23rd degree where they meet in the middle. Also, with Saturn sitting in Aries in the sixth house, right on that 23rd degree. This conjunction lands in Alberta's ninth house of philosophy, right action, ethics, and purpose, and is associated with the ninth house is associated with truth, prophecy, divine law, while also governing higher education, legal systems, provincial policies, and also long range publishing. The moon is holding hands with Mercury at 23 degree point and acts as a stop sign for any forcing, splitting, or separation or divisions. It's like right, yeah. It is the metaphorical player undergoing a profound reevaluation of the playbook as it donates a time for analyzing structural rules, educational standards, and foundational belief systems before implementing them outwardly. It demands, don't like that word, it asks us to seek to change the rules must be built on internal compassion, discipline, integrity, and mature structured plans. These changes need to come from a good place, not top down, but bottom up, as the I Ching will tell us. The rules need to be authentic, with compassion, and looking actually like what really is the best for everyone here. Going back to our values, where we have great values, that pioneering spirit for Alberta and Saskatchewan, but also talks about our individual values, provincial, national, and globally. What are our values for education? What are our values for being together in our communities? Affordable housing and food. The I Ching will tell us that this time requires a deep internal review by listening to how truth and wisdom are being communicated. Now, I not much for separation. My vibration is really quite high, and I've just been avoiding it. I think that's such a great thing. So I went and looked at what's in the playbook on the vote coming up in October on the referendum, and I've just popped a link in below for you to check it out if you haven't already. It's a good idea to be informed. All right. Now I'm going to jump into the Sabian symbol for the 23rd degree of Cancer. The Sabian symbols were born in 1925 in San Diego, California, through an extraordinary collaboration between an American astrologer, Mark Emmon Jones, and a highly gifted spiritual medium named Elsie Wheeler. Wheeler, who lived most of her life in a wheelchair, used her profound clairvoyant vision to instantly see fleeting poetic vignettes for each cards, which were handed to her face down. Jones named them the Sabian symbols because he felt that the channeling process tapped into an ancient esoteric and astrological wisdom of the Mesopotamian Sabian Brotherhood. I know I pronounced that wrong. Check out your Sabian symbols in the link below. The Sabian symbol for this 23rd degree shows the necessity of gathering together with those of like mind in order to exchange or share ideas and information. In society, the search for meaning should always be made in order to enrich not only ourselves but those around you. The search for meaning should always be made in order to enrich not only ourselves, but those around us. Finding the best way to describe something creates the opportunity for greater access by the collective. So, falling in the ninth house of publication, this is auspicious for sharing knowledge, desires, websites, magazines, newspapers, print media, podcasts, starting that book. Also, library meetings and letters to the editor. The shadow side of this degree is the falsifying of ideas. Propaganda spread by media, it will be so crazy. Intellectual smudgeness, which includes non-establishment thought, and instead of being chatting instead of doing, and being critical. Being critical is not helpful. It doesn't change anything. Right? It's going from that being critical creates divisiveness and separatism. Right? Nobody likes to be criticized. It creates anxiety. Okay? We can be critical in a discerning way. So you can say, hey, this isn't really working for me. However, what do you think about this? Is it about these pop-ups? Okay. Oh, I have new. All right. The numerology of the 23rd degree aligns with the current context of the channeling and the astrology. And because Alberta is a Scorpio ascendant and Gemini rules the province's 8th house, where transiting Mars is in a conjunction with natal Jupiter, right between the 7th and 8th house there, of shared resources. This is lighting up a massive corporate and collective shift by bringing massive entrepreneurial drive to a big dream, as natal Mars is forcing an upgrade from impulsive action of separation to the sovereign, calculated execution of together we are better. It's lovely. And thus perhaps will allow a changing in our power play. Instead of charging forward with raw, brute, critical force, this energy is all about strategic brilliance, sharp communication, and a highly resourceful mindset. It requires visionary leaders to network, multitask, and articulate a grand dream for Alberta and Saskatchewan so clearly that it commands immediate attention on how we are better together. Mars rules Aries, and the 23rd vibration in numerology and the tarot align perfectly with transiting Saturn right at 23 degrees in the sixth house of service, health and sickness, small animals, and also the house where things representing areas of life can feel out of control. I know with the referendum, I'm feeling like a little bit out of control. I know with my health right now, I'm feeling a little bit out of control. But like any separation and division in personal and professional lives, as well as our health, I just mentioned I'm dealing with a health issue, which it began exactly on March 21st. So, and the 23rd, 23 in numerology is falls in that decan of March 21st to the 30th, which is the spring equinox. It's right at the very beginning of degrees of the chart. So look back and see what's happening in between March 21st and March 30th for you, and make a connection to what's happening now, and just see how it's playing, especially looking at any ideas or possibilities, or if you're thinking of creating anything, seriously, permission slip, do it. And if act now, take this new moon and just even like make a note, goal, do this. And then as you go day over day, really start creating your possibilities. Now, if you are struggling with your health, I do practice as a medical intuitive, and my deal from now till August 21st, I'm offering $55 sessions. So reach out by my email, which will be in the links below, if you require assistance. Saturn's current placement in this sixth house with Mars in Gemini works with Mars essentially to hand us a dream blueprint. It ensures that our unstoppable drive isn't wasted on impulsive actions, but is instead focused on a targeted plan and a sovereign execution. It's about working smarter, staying resilient, and out strategizing any obstacle in your path. And you learn the ways by listening within. Some of you, some of them will be second nature or first nature. Finally, Mars provides the exact entrepreneurial spark needed to activate the new moon and our natal Jupiter in the fourth house and transiting Jupiter in the 10th house. So it's like it's reaching out to our original roots, Jupiter. It's bringing fire underneath them. And also currently with the chart. So we're like kind of getting this triple whammy, and it's actually very good. It's great for transitioning and creating. It is the permission slip. Just saying. Albertans and Saskatchewanites, this is the celestial green light to take your grandest creative dream and speak it into existence. Look at your chart to see where Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars are sitting there and what possibilities are awaiting you. Personally, I value continued equitable free healthcare. I would like it to be more timely. Sustainable wealth, I still don't think our minimum wages and our median salaries are enough, especially for our seniors. Like, how are they making it? To afford affordable homes, like homes that are most homes are averaging $400,000, $500,000 these days. Like it's insane in my mind. It's just for a regular home, folks. We're not talking mansions here. I guess it's great for the sellers. Um, and homes, affordable food. It still boggles my mind how Alberta creates gas and can't sell it for less to its citizens who are working in their oil fields. Like, I just don't get it. How can it be made here and we are still paying these extraordinary prices? I think, in my personal opinion, I would like to see gas prices be the lowest in Alberta. That's where it's created. Albertans and Saskatchewan people to dream big, to write letters, do peace protests, not from force, but from a place of peace, love, and big dreams. And use your voice and your leadership styles to build beautiful, lasting legacy for ourselves and our provinces. Go within and take action over this new moon and start by making a note that is the best for all involved. All right, I'm going to look at the 5 vibration very quickly here. The traditional carrot, just let me back up here. 23 reduces to 5, so 2 plus 3 is 5. When you have the 23 in a tarot reading and the 5 in the tarot reading, it's saying, hey, you got to go within to work out, to take action, to find your action steps, to make those goals, to make the list. Hey, 1, 2, 3. And that's basically what this says. It's asking us to step away and to go inside and find our center. I just want to also mention that the 23-5 vibration is great for weddings. It's great for travel. It's great for getting out and about. However, with that Mercury retrograde, you're going to just want to double check everything, check and have a backup plan. Just make a little backup plan in your backpack, because those retrogrades do have a bad rap for sudden and unexpected changes. All right, now let's look at the I Ching. Let's go to the I Ching. I love this. I just loved how this all came together. The core philosophy of the I Ching is the Book of Changes. I was 15 when I convinced my mom to buy me my first copy, and she did. Thank you. I'm currently on my 4th or 5th copy now, and I'm no expert. Okay. I use the I Ching as an oracle. Loved it. It acts as a cosmic, however, it is meant to act as a cosmic mirror for the present moment and provides clear guidance on how to act within absolute alignment and integrity with this specific hexagram 23 of splitting apart. Isn't that interesting? Keeping still the mountain, it represents the third sun. So any of your third sons, you want to check on with them. Below, the receptive earth and our mother, making connection to our mother earth and to our mothers. Cancer is a great sign for mothers. Okay. I use it as an oracle, as I said, while Richard Rudd, a master sage and the creator of the Gene Keys, used the I Ching as the foundation for personal transformation, which profoundly and miraculously raise people to new ways of being and seeing. I am currently transforming my relationship patterns in my ways of being through his Venus sequence. Personally, I discovered I have this gene key where the shadow side is inadequacy. You can imagine how that's played out in my life. Anyway, I'm now rising above it because I'm aware. Awareness is so profound. I so recommend his work. And I'm excited to sit in his audience in Victoria, Canada on October 10th. If you know Richard Rudd, here's an opportunity to come and see him. The tickets just went on sale last week, so it would be great to meet you there. I encourage you to check out his materials and his offerings, and I've provided a link below. All right, now let's dive into this, what this means is splitting apart. Hexagram 23 perfectly aligns with the channeled message of separation and division and listening within, as well with the astrology. This energetic alignment mirrors the precise structure of hexagram 23, which represents mountain over earth. Visually, this is a heavy, rigid peak built upon a shifting base represented in this image called In the Shadow of the Mountain, taken of the Frank slide, which occurred in 1903, Alberta. The image is a view down Frank's main street, which shows the slide's devastating path through the town, and it came from the provincial Alberta archives, which was published in April 28, 2023 by the Canadian Geographic. The ancient text explicitly warns it does not further one to force disintegration, separation, or division. It does not further one to force disintegration, separation, or division, as all enterprises will prove to be unfavorable in 3 months' time. As all enterprises will prove to be unfavorable in 3 months' time, which is just a few days prior to Alberta's referendum, by the way. The old playbook of top-down rules of my ways or the highway are not favorable. In every structure, separation within our families, separations from our bodies, arguments are not favorable. Now there's criticism. Just go back to that. Now, here's the medicine. Hexagram 23 illuminates the new moon for new beginnings in Cancer of our home, our roots, our emotional gut, and our connection to the land and to our souls. The I Ching's hexagram 23 offers this medicine to be in you, to go within and manifest pauses, to quiet yourself and to listen. As this time with that Mercury in retrograde, it could feel like ADHD on steroids. Like, have you ever been in your kitchen, you're just turning around, looking, like trying to figure out what you're looking for? I have. That's what this is like. When that happens, it's time to pause. Now, it can be difficult to break through the noise, but even if you can do it for 1 second, 1 moment at a time, it does get better and better. So, especially, you want to be taking these pauses when you notice that you're yelling, when you're forcing the line with anyone, you're forcing yourself. And my guides, the creators, they said when they're forcing anything over the top, overwork, overgiving, overindulging, overpowering, overdoing it, overspending, or you're doing something over and over again, those are times to pause. And then I got, get over it. Allow yourself a quiet pause. The I Ching's message specifically says adopting the stillness of the mountain replaces the force through the harmony, integrity, and grace. Adopting the stillness of the mountain replaces force through the harmony, integrity, and grace. and it begins with, I need a few moments. Replacing quietness within you will carry you into the higher frequencies required for the next few months and decades ahead. And to hear more about those decades ahead, check out two of my favorite astrologers who have just, through their message, have inspired me to step out of the closet, so to speak, Pam Gregory and Molly McCord. So grateful to their messages, and I have provided links to them below. All right, that's it, folks. I am, for my birthday, a firm believer of, being the giver. So I'm gifting you a reading on intuitive energy healing or a channeled message for $55 an hour. Only till August 21st. If you want to secure one of these special end of summer readings for $55, just head down to the description box and you will find my email and address there. My email address there. Just drop me a line, summer reading in the subject line, and I will get you set up. Thank you so much. All right. So these are my resources. Please like, share, and subscribe. Here is I am a metaphysical minister, but I do have a degree. Right. Oh, Kinnamusketon, everyone. I am so grateful to you, and thank you so much for your time and being here. I do hope you have found something in here to inspire you to be in right action. Blessings. Thank you.